Illinois middle and high schools are one step closer to accessing statewide math curricula thanks to a bill supported by our Lieutenant Governor, Sheila Simon. And with us now is the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Illinois, Sheila Simon. She's over at Trib Tower. And so we're going to be talking a bit about this bill. Okay, there we've got it there. Hello, Ms. Lieutenant Governor. Good to see you.
How are you doing, Paul? Good.
Lots to talk to you about, but you know what? You probably knew in the last segment we were talking to Representative Mike Fortner about pensions, and I wanted to get your take on it very quickly, just your thought about your hope on whether we might get this pension bill resolved in the governor's special session.
Yeah, I am hopeful because it's really a matter of math rather than politics. Resolving the pension issue is something that we really need to do so that we don't have, as we look forward into future budget years, that pension issue squeezing out everything else that we want to do with our state funds. You know, the cuts to state facilities in this budget are really challenging and not something that anyone wants to do. We need to wrestle this pension problem down, and I'm very glad that a special session has been called and looking forward to what the results may be.
Okay. Now, and with that comment, I want to turn to education reform because this is something, of course, near and dear to you. You've been touring all the colleges and junior colleges around the state. I think the first Lieutenant Governor to do that. But that being said, this bill that you put forth actually deals with deficiencies in math. Tell us about that.
Exactly. I visited all 48 community colleges across the state, and from top to bottom across the state, one thing was far too common, and that's students arriving at the community college not ready to do college-level math. Interestingly, it's the same concern that manufacturers have. Manufacturers who would like to hire someone with a high school diploma or someone with some community college experience as long as they can do the math. And so what we're doing is we're selling ourselves short in terms of math. Right now in high schools across the state, you're only required to have 3 years of math in high school. That means someone who doesn't like math is likely to take a vacation from math in their senior year of high school and start college or start in the workforce at a real advantage. What we're moving toward is 4 years of a math experience. 3 years of math and a fourth year that could be another year of math, or it could be a year of statistics, or it could be a year of economics or ag economics, something that makes that math relevant, alive, used, and a skill that students will have when they arrive at the workforce or arrive in college.
Although, as I understand the bill, you're not changing the graduation requirements for math, right?
No, what we're doing is a little twist on how things have been done before, and this is after listening to folks around the state. What we've heard is that people don't like unfunded mandates, and so what we're doing is setting up a model state math curriculum. Schools can adopt it in whole, they can adopt part of it, they can adopt it with a special twist that fits the talents of their teachers and the interest in their school district, and they can measure themselves against the results of schools that adopt the curriculum all the way. So I think it's going to be a very good way to take advantage of the talents that we have in Illinois schools and make sure that people are really not missing the boat on math.
You've also said
what we wind up doing now. Yeah, go ahead.
You said this isn't about seat time, S-E-A-T, seat time.
Yes, exactly. What we're saying is it's not so much that you've had the required sequence of courses in math, it's that you leave high school ready to do the job. In terms of math, whether that job is on the assembly line or working at your community college or your four-year school, we want to make sure that students are ready so that they're not starting college or the workforce at a disadvantage. Right now, students wind up paying good tuition dollars that they've saved up to do remedial courses in college, remediating what they already learned once in high school and have let fall by the wayside in a year without math. So I think this is going to help us spend our dollars more wisely.
The program is optional, right? Is the thought that it will one day become mandatory, or is it just that if it's working that people will take advantage of it?
Yeah, the program is optional and it's going to be measured. So school districts that adopt it entirely will be able to say, here's what we can see from adopting this, and other school districts can learn from that and maybe adopt it entirely, maybe take it another step further. So we're sensitive to not imposing a mandate on schools. We want to make sure that there's an element of local control where that is something that can be beneficial to students, but we want to promote good, solid math curriculum.
It takes effect in 2013-14, so can we expect a year of rollout going on here?
You can expect a year of us looking at what's going on in other states. There are about 12 other states right now that require 4 years of math or a math-intensive course. So we're going to learn from their experience, work with the common curriculum goals. So we've got a lot of ways to put this together and to get it out to school districts that are interested.
And very quickly, we're going to take a break, but you've also said students learn locally, but they compete globally. A powerful statement.
Absolutely. You know, we're not just competing against Indiana, we're competing against India. We need to be ready for the world.
Okay. Now, you know, in addition to math and science, all important topics, but, you know, the arts are kind of important, too, and having fun. So that's my way of saying we have other things to talk about, but did you bring your banjo with you?
I brought my banjo.
I'm just checking. I'm just checking. So, hey, how many times you've been on the show all the time? We talk about playing the banjo, and tonight.
You ask every time, and I finally brought it. Yes, exactly.
You're fabulous. I love that. All right, hang with me, okay?
All right.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to have more with the Lieutenant Governor of our state when we come back. She's going to tell us about Onion Day being celebrated in our city today. All right, so today is officially the Onion Day in Chicago. Lieutenant Governor Sheila Simon declaring the day in honor of the Onion. You know, that satirical newspaper and website pokes fun at, well, pretty much everything, including Illinois politics. Well, the Onion is uniting all of its business and editorial operations right here in Chicago. And so, Madam Lieutenant Governor, let me ask you, why honor the Onion? What is so important about them coming here?
Well, you know, the Onion is just a heck of a lot of fun to begin with, but the Onion represents a slice of our economy that often gets overlooked, and that's the creative economy. In Illinois, there are 34,000 businesses who are part of the creative economy, about 140,000 jobs. So when we talk about how we put our state's economy and our state's resources together, I think it's important to recognize the role that the arts and creativity have in making this city a really fun place and this state a really good place to be and do business in. It's
good to be able to keep kind of your sense of humor about things, but one of the reasons that brings them there, and you know, well, this is the kind of thing a lot of people really don't know about. We have a certain tax credit. I knew we had the movie tax credit, but this includes web video, TV, film production. It's all sort of one large bill that invites these businesses here.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons that they cited as their reason to consolidate into Chicago, is that it was advantageous for to use those tax credits and to be near other industries who are other businesses who are working on the same kind of thing, and to engage in some of that synergy that comes from being in a city where lots of things like this are happening. You know, if people aren't familiar with the Onion, you got to go online or pick up a copy of it. There's still a written copy. It is one of the funniest things you'll ever read. In fact, I don't know if you know this, but they said one of the reasons they like being here in Chicago is because of our comedy scene, which would make sense, but also because of the location to Hot Dogs Encased Meat Emporium and Hot Dog Superstore. That's just classic Onion, right? It's classic Onion, and it is fun. You know, it's still a hard copy, but also a lot of video content, and I recommend that you only take a look at it when you're on a break from work or at home, because it's very engaging, and you'll want to look at more videos once you tap into what they've got going on. And indeed, we'll mention this again, but I just want to, there's an event going on tonight, right? In fact, our own Larry Potash, Robin Baumgartner are hosting it. Just tell our viewers a little bit about what this is for the Better Government Association. The Better Government Association, which works on, among other things, exposing political corruption and having a little bit more accountability in Illinois politics, is having a fundraiser and doing that by way of celebrating the Onion's arrival in town. So I think it ought to be an outrageous event. I don't know what to expect from it, except it's not going to be the usual chicken dinner. Well, it might be a rubber chicken dinner, because they are a funny newspaper. You know, and by the way, do you know, I'm sure you do you know what Chicago translates to as related to this? Stinky onion. Yeah, I have got wild onion. Potawatomi. Exactly. Wild onion or native garlic, so that probably invites them too. Now, I have to ask you, now this seems to be one thing that sort of the governor and you guys are grabbing hold of as credit, but Mayor Emanuel often takes credit for all businesses moving to Chicago. So is there a distinction here that we're hearing from the state rather than the cities? Oh, I think this is just one of those celebrations I wanted to get in on, particularly because I appreciate the work of the Better Government Association. We've been working with them on getting office holders to be able to disclose more about their income so that citizens can find out more. We fill out, as public office holders, a two-page form every year, Statement of Economic Interests, and it just asks these questions that are practically worthless.
Okay.
So we're working on revising them and getting a little bit more disclosure going on in the state of Illinois, and I want to support that.
All right, so we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, it's what we've been waiting for. Get that banjo ready to go. Maybe you'll give us a little preview of the parody you're doing tonight. I don't know. We're going to see. But we'll be right back with Lieutenant Governor in just a few moments.
Could be like Martha. I've got the Martha Stewart blues. Martha said.
All right, so the Lieutenant Governor is part of the entertainment this evening. It's a fundraiser presented by The Onion along with the Better Government Association called Corruption is Not Funny, being held at the Paris Club. As I said, our very own Larry Potash, Robin Baumgarten are emceeing that event. If you can't make it out to that, well, Lieutenant Governor will be playing at the State Fair coming up in August. Well, that's it for us tonight, but playing us out, we've never done this before, but I love this moment. Playing us out of tonight's show, the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Illinois, Sheila Simon. Take it away. Good night, everybody.
Where the water tower smiles, I know I'm almost home. It's less than 7 miles, marking the miles to Macanda and our muddy brown pond, marking the miles to